Okay, I would like to take the conversation about the exploitive and completely absurd system of healthcare that we have in America in a little bit of a different direction. Or I would like to add another layer to the complexity of the complete shit sandwich that we are forced to eat here in America when it comes to healthcare. So, right, we're all talking about the United Healthcare CEO. We're talking about Blue Cross and what they're doing to Brianna Boston. We're talking about the fact that folks are at the end of their rope when we have a for profit healthcare system that focuses on maximizing profit for the shareholder, for the CEOs, rather than providing necessary healthcare for the folks who are paying for the paying the premiums into the system, expecting to get care. What they find is that the system is set up not to provide care, but to maximize profit. And the direct result of that is increased suffering and death for American citizens, right? We are dying under this system. So every time I post about healthcare in America on my YouTube channel, where a significant portion, upwards of 30% of my viewers are European, as opposed to here, where most of my viewers are American, every time I talk about how completely effed our healthcare system is, I get many comments from Europeans who are like, what do you mean this is how y'all do it? Why are you doing it this way? How could it get any they're just baffled. They're baffled. How can y'all do healthcare so badly? Why are you all tolerating a healthcare system that works like this, a predatory healthcare system where you are all suffering and dying? One of my commenters the other day was like, if this were France, your whole country would be in the streets rioting. Like, why is it that you all are tolerating what's happening to you? And, but I want to add one more way of the completely fucked upness of our healthcare system. And how that is something that we as Americans have to struggle with. So not only is it predatory for-profit companies, but we get our health insurance, by and large, the vast majority of us, through our employer, which means that we don't usually have any say. We might get one or two or three plans to choose from, but those plans were negotiated between our HR department and big healthcare, right? Between these for-profit healthcare companies and somebody in HR who got to make those decisions. How many employees that company has, or that school has, in the case of my husband, gives them, and what the composition of those folks gives them more negotiating power with the health insurance companies. So small employers, small schools, they get really screwed with bad plans. The offers that come down from these for-profit companies are terrible when you don't have a lot of employees and a lot of negotiating power. This is how, when my husband was teaching in a small tribal school in rural Oregon with very little negotiating power and an HR department of one, that we ended up with a Blue Cross healthcare plan that had $17,000 as our deductible. We were paying a premium every month, and before we got any health care covered by our insurer, we had to have $17,000 of medical expenses that we paid for out of pocket. It was just a terrible plan, and my husband was working his dream job. He taught at a small K through 12 school on the reservation. It was absolutely his dream job. And it is terrible that in America, your health insurance is tied to your employer and is tied to their HR department's ability to get you a good plan. Why is it that a teacher in this school has such great care? We're now in a large school district in the Portland metro area, and we have really good health insurance. It is expensive. Our premiums are high, but our family, our out-of-pocket maximum for our family every year is like $600. I think my deductible is $150 versus $17,000. So this means you may have your dream job, but the healthcare plan that is offered by them may bankrupt your family. Or it may mean that you have to leave a career where you are having a meaningful impact and doing work that you love so that you can take another job with better healthcare. Americans, this may be difficult for Europeans to understand or Canadians to understand, Americans often will take a job that is terrible, not good for them, maybe not even like a step in the career, the path that they want, or for even lower pay, for the healthcare plan, so that they have health insurance, that is reasonable, or like our health insurance that is Kaiser, and so it means that you actually will get care because it's not for profit and they have the lowest denial rate of any healthcare plan in America. So like for us, we prioritized getting Kaiser. That was almost as important as like what school my husband was going to teach in. When you have children or you have a chronic illness, you have complex medical needs, you often have to make decisions around what kind of healthcare plan your employer is going to offer. And there is no reason that it has to work that way. The only reason is profit. Profit, profit, profit. And it causes so much needless stress for us, so much expense, so much denial of care. We are sicker, we are poorer because of the way that we run healthcare in America. And conservative America has really bought all of the talk radio, messages about death panels and whatever nonsense they wanted to put forth about universal health care, which is all false because they were desperate to keep the exploitive for-profit healthcare industry going, make them seem like the better option when they never were. They were a nonsensical option from the get-go. If we stop and look at our healthcare system for just a few moments, it is so needlessly complex and exploitive and is not working for the American people. It has never served the American people, not once ever. There is only one reason we do not have universal health care in America, and I will let you guess, based on everything I have been ranting about for 6 minutes, why that might be.